an apron. I wanted to put an apron on before I got on here, and I forgot. Yes, I did. This recipe, y'all probably heard of Sakatumi cakes. They've been around since, I think, the 70s, possibly. And I think it was not, I looked it up, like, why is it called Sakatumi? And it was a real popular saying back then because it was in movies and on TV shows, too. So, even like the late 60s. So, it was like, do you want a piece of cake? Yeah, Sakatumi. That was just a saying. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the best I could come up with. But it's really good, and it's a real good cake to have with a cup of hot tea or a cup of hot coffee. It's a vanilla cake with, well, it's a butter flavored vanilla cake in a bundt pan. You bake it in, and in the middle has a layer of cinnamon and brown sugar and pecans, like a streusel kind of. So anyway, and mine is semi-homemade. My Aunt Trudy shared it with me years ago, back when you didn't have emails and texts, and she literally mailed me a copy of it. And I've made it for years and years, and I haven't made it in a while, and John loves it and will eat on it. And so I'm about to share it with y'all. First thing you need is a butter recipe cake mix, okay? And this one's Betty Crocker, but Duncan Hines is who I normally get. Duncan Hines is the ones that for years in the 90s is whenever I saw it, they actually had the recipe for the Sakatumi cake on the side of their Duncan Hines box. So, but as long as you get any cake that's a butter recipe, so it's going to be butter flavored, will be just fine. So we put that in here, and to that, don't pay attention to the instructions on the box. Okay, we're going to do our own ingredients in here. I've got 1/2 cup of oil, and I used vegetable oil. You could use corn oil if you want to. Canola. And let me get all that oil. That's going to make it nice and moist here. Yes, it is. Another thing it calls for, and why I don't know, is 1/2 cup of sugar, white granulated sugar. I have no idea, but that's the recipe. And then another thing is sour cream, and you know this is going to make it really good. I also saw one of the theories on there I was reading was that sour cream has a nice tart flavor, like it's sock it to me, you know. So I don't know. That's just the name of the cake, and it's a fun name, isn't it? It's calling for a 1 cup of sour cream. So I'll measure this out, a cup of sour cream. There we are. This evening, we're going to meet some friends of ours that we haven't met with in a while, basically since this pandemic started, and we're going to meet them at a local restaurant. Well, it's actually in Spearsville, Louisiana, which is down the road from us, but we're going to meet there and visit and eat, and it's at I'll give this restaurant a shout out because they're fantastic. You mix this, your cake mix, your sour cream, and your oil and your sugar. You mix this, let it get mixed, stirred around pretty good together. I'm going to turn on medium low, okay? And anyway, it's Hollis's Seafood is where we're meeting up. Lots of us go there. They're literally in a small little country town. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of sugar, guys, because I love to add, did I say sugar? Wrong. Vanilla. So sorry. I'm not even going to edit that out. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I always add that to a box cake mix. It kind of just wakes all the flavors back up in your box cake mix, okay? So that is something I added to the recipe. And y'all know I love to make things homemade. Get some of my fresh eggs out. It calls for 4 of them. 4 eggs, not 4 fresh eggs, but mine happen to be fresh eggs. We'll do 1 of every color, huh? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, we're meeting up with our friends to go to Hollis Seafood, and they're out in the middle of nowhere, and they were just one of those, I call them a phenomenon, because drives from all over the place. I know people from way out of town that drive to go eat there. It's just a seafood buffet restaurant that's really good, and they've been there forever, so you can really count on them. And everybody wants to go to Hollis Seafood all the time, so we're going to meet up there tonight. And we're just meeting there. We're going to sit, of course, you know, spread apart and be safe, but we'll visit with our friends. I'm going to add 4 eggs, and I'm going to do one at a time into our cake. And did y'all see, I'm going to turn this off and talk about this real quick. Y'all saw I just put the paddle wheel on there, or mixer. I didn't do like this whisk, okay? Because you don't want to whisk too much air into your cakes when you whisk them, unless it's calling that like an angel food cake or something, because then it will rise real pretty, but it will collapse in the oven. So don't mix them too high or with the whisk attachment, okay? So use your paddle attachment or on a little hand mixer, just your mixer attachment, not the whisk. And I did get me a glass bowl so y'all could see in this. Isn't it cute? I love it. Look how much bigger it is than the mixing bowl that came with the mixer. A lot of y'all shared that with me. Y'all always do the research for me. I said I wanted a clear one y'all could see in here, and y'all got right on there. Several of you told me I could find one on Walmart.com, and I did. I'm adding my second egg. And this is my 3rd egg. Let each one incorporate, just like you do with mini cake mixes. And that's my 4th egg. So you see, this cake is real quick and easy, but it's still got a lot of homemade flavor to it. It really does. I made this cake from scratch, and I made this quicker and easier box mix, and they both taste really good to me. So I don't know. All right, I'm going to let this mix well. Let me scrape this down nicely for us and make sure everything gets incorporated. Next, I'm going to order me one of those paddle attachments that's got that plastic out on the side that really mixes down in your bowl. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I saw one at Walmart, and I think it was $36. I said, whoa, let me wait to get that. John's in the house. He's probably like, yeah, I'm glad you waited to get that. Are you listening to me, baby? He's not listening good. He's in his man box. Yay! Okay, y'all, and I don't know how long to tell y'all. I'll tell you what it says here on this recipe that my Aunt Trudy mailed me. She always used to mail me lots of recipes, and I kept them all, and I used them all. They were good ones. It says combine cake mix, sour cream, oil, and sugar. Blend well. Add eggs one at a time, mixing after each addition. And that's all it says about mixing. So we're just going to let it go just on medium-low, medium at the highest, okay, for maybe another minute. We don't want to get it overdone, do we? I'm going to kind of scoop this. And something else I can share with our friends, Bat and Elaine, and see what it is. There's a bunch of fresh eggs, yes. I'm always looking for somebody to pawn some of my fresh eggs off on, and they love them. I used to take them to church and just hand them out to everybody, but we're not supposed to interact that much, you know, so it's unfortunate. I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to butter my bundt pan, okay? Okay, guys. I've got a pat of butter in here that's softened, and I'm just going to start buttering my bundt pan. And this cake is real pretty like this because it's in this bundt pan. I don't guess you have to do that, but if you look up a socket to me cake, they all say cook it in a bundt pan. But it's just pretty like that. And y'all, I don't know if y'all, where y'all are living. I've got people living all over that watch these videos and message me, and I love that. But here in Louisiana, already in the stores is purple, gold, and green everywhere. Mardi Gras City already. And so it sort of gets you like, hey, I can do that Mardi Gras style. So this one's going to kind of be a socket to me cake, Mardi Gras style. Instead of just a plain Confectioners Sugar glaze, I'm going to put a little cream cheese in it. Yes, I am. And then we're going to do some gold and green and purple sprinkles on it, so it'll be a little bit festive too. So I think that's just neat, but you don't have to do that. That's not a traditional sock it to me. Y'all gotta help me name this one. Because it's sock it to me, but I'm going to add cream cheese to our glaze, and I'm also going to put the colored sprinkles on there. So, sock it to me Mardi Gras cake, or I don't know, Mardi Gras sock it to me cake. Y'all gotta help me. A lot of y'all are very witty and come up with some really cute names, so do that for me. I put the butter because it's a buttery flavored cake, and I wanted that butter down in there for it not to stick. But I also put this just in case I miss butter in any little of those nooks and crannies. You know, I want this cake to come out really clean from this pan, so it'll be pretty. Can y'all tell? And this is Pam, and it's a baking mix, and it has flour in the mix. Do y'all see that? And I've also seen one called Baker's Joy. I want to say it is, and I bought that. I think I'm telling y'all right. So anyway, there's lots of those. And it's already got the flour in there like you buttered and floured your cake pan. So I love that. And I am going to get the ingredients right now because we have got to make our little cinnamon and sugar and pecan middle part. The middle part. Yes, we do. Alright guys, I've got cinnamon. Mine is a ground Saigon cinnamon. You just use whatever cinnamon you have. I have brown sugar. I had to buy me a whole other thing of brown sugar because my other brown sugar is down in the candy kitchen. And I get tired of running down there and getting it and coming back. Okay, first things first, our filling has got 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And I do generous tablespoons, okay? I don't, you see mine are very generous. One time I was doing a cooking video at the library and they said, I said generous teaspoon or tablespoon, and they said, you would make a good bartender, Amy. Okay guys, so we got 2 generous tablespoons of brown sugar, and next we're going to do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Get down in here. Alright, cinnamon, get in there. That one was kind of generous too, guys. I won't be quite so generous with that teaspoon. So you got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and then 1 cup of chopped pecans. I messed my other cup up, so let's get out this half cup. And so I'll do 2 half cups of chopped pecans. I got those chopped pecans at Sam's Club, and they're a nice price there if you don't have fresh ones. And I keep them in the refrigerator so they stay fresh for months and months and months like that in the refrigerator. So put your bulk chopped pecans or any kind of nut in the refrigerator, and they'll stay good for a long time for you. You can put them in the freezer too, but they're not as readily available, I guess. They'll keep forever in the freezer though too, but I'm using them pretty often. Let's see, I did have a little fork to mix this up with. Y'all see it's a nice amount of it. I want to kind of do it evenly. And y'all know that brown sugar kind of sticks together, so get in there. You've got to use your clean hands. Get in there and break that brown sugar up so it'll be nice and even. It is a hard plump too. I just bought that because I've got a Pampered Chef little terracotta piece that goes down in there and keeps it soft. He just slipped through the system, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Okay. Let's see. I want to tell y'all what to preheat your oven to as well. 350 degrees, and this cake is going to bake for 45 to 55 minutes, and that's going to depend on your oven on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll try to put the Celsius degrees on there as well when I post my recipe in the description box on YouTube. Yeah. Alright guys. Get y'all hear Papa's grandfather clock? We have that. That was John's Papa's in that old farmhouse that I just showed y'all the chimney to. It was built in 1942. I'll get it out in a minute. 1942, and he ordered it from Sears. Sears Roebuck. And we still have it, and we love it. We say it's Papa talking to us. I know we're silly though, we're just silly. Okay guys, let me get him out of our way. We're not going to need it any longer. Put that down there. I've got my butter bundt pan, and y'all know I sprayed it really, really well too. So we're going to put half of the cake mix in there, okay? Then we're going to sprinkle this filling in the center, and then we'll do the other half of cake mix over it. And that way it's a nice little surprise right in the middle of your cake. And the reason why I'm going to Mardi Gras up mine is because a Mardi Gras cake, or a Louisiana Mardi Gras king cake, and I say Louisiana because there's other king cakes in France and Spain, and they're a little different than the one here in Louisiana. Everybody takes the recipe and just makes it their own, don't they? But France and Spain did it first. But y'all know we're pretty popular for king cakes down here. Anyway, the traditional one, because you can do all sorts of flavors, but the traditional one just has your cinnamon flavoring in it, and people love the cream cheese. That's why I'm going to add cream cheese to the icing or the glaze that goes on this cake. Okay, y'all see I did half of the cake like that, mix, or just, you know, kind of half. I think y'all can see that pretty good. Yeah. Now I'm going to take this, our filling we did, and I am going to sprinkle it into the middle. And I will sure show y'all, because I know y'all can't see. I need me a little camera guy in here, zooming in and coming over here, don't I? But I don't expect somebody to be at my beck and call whenever I get ready to record. This is a nice amount in the middle, isn't it? I know it didn't sound like a lot, but y'all see it's a good coating in here. Real good coating. Okay, I'll show y'all. Y'all see that? So nice. It smells so good too. Alright, now I'm going to go for that second half of my cake mix. And just try your best. Kind of go around and around and around. This cake looks real pretty when you cut into it as well, because it's got that center cinnamon, pecan, and brown sugar section. So it's real nice looking when you cut into it. The friends were meeting Batney Lane. I worked for Bat for 10 years or over at the veterinarian clinic. He's a veterinarian here, local veterinarian. He has been for a long, long time, since the 80s. And through the years became friends as well, and he and my husband are good friends. They talk on the phone, text. And consequently, what's so crazy about it, through the years, John and I did an Ancestry.com test years back because our youngest son, Tyler, wanted that for Christmas. So I thought, well, it'd be fun for us to do it with him. So we did. Y'all see I put this other half on here. And into the oven for 45 to 55 minutes, and you're going to make sure that a toothpick comes out clean. So at 45, check it. And I'm using one of these nice tall wooden skewers because it's going to rise up taller than a toothpick. And I'll do like that and see if it comes out fairly clean. Y'all know how when a cake is ready, huh? But anyway, it was crazy because we sent off and found out that our ancestry, and I was 41% Irish and John was 44%, and it made our son John Tyler 50% Irish, which was crazy to me. But anyway, of course we had other stuff in there as well. But then I got an email several months later saying that they had found a cousin to John here in Union Parish in North Louisiana, and it was Bat's sister. Bat didn't do it, but his sister did it, Joe. And so that was just so cool, because then we found out they were actually related, and I've got to go sit with Bat's mama, because she is in her 80s, and she is just as witty. My goodness, she's way wittier than me, you know, being much younger than her. And she said she would help me figure out, we would trace and see where they were related, and hopefully it won't be something that was supposed to be known. Probably not. Here in Union Parish, it's a large area, but it's got few people in it, so it didn't surprise me at all that we were actually, John's actually distant cousin to Bat. So anyway, we're going to go meet with him, and I'm going to share half this cake and surprise him with it. I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm going to go get myself dressed. I'm going to get cleaned up a bit, and I'm going to get it out of the oven when it's done, 45, 55 minutes. And I'm going to let it cool for at least 15 minutes or so, and then I'll come back on here with y'all, and we'll make the glaze, and we'll put it on there, and we'll put our pretty sprinkles, okay? See y'all in a little bit. Hey guys, before I go get me a bath and get dressed, I thought we'd go on and make the glaze while this cake's baking. The glaze is 1 cup of Confectioners Sugar or powdered sugar. I'm going to grab it right here. I got it in front of y'all. And before I got on here, I took about 2 ounces of a 8-ounce block of cream cheese. I took about 2 ounces out of there, and I put it over in a glass bowl, and I microwaved it just for about 10-20 seconds just to soften it real good, since this was sort of a last minute thought. I couldn't pre-soften this, and don't you worry about this cream cheese, it will get used. If not on dessert, John and I'll put it in grits. So good, and some hominy grits, yes it is. So I'm going to put that back in the refrigerator. So now we'll get to our 1 cup of powdered sugar or confectioner sugar. And this is a 1/2 cup measuring cup, so I'm going to put 2 of those, of course. 1. Try not to make a mess. It's hard when you're in the kitchen not to make a mess, isn't it? I know it. That powdered sugar always gets in the air, and I just tasted sugar. It always does. Move that out of the way. And then only other thing it calls for, if you don't want to do the cream cheese, is it's 2 tablespoons of milk to 1 cup powdered sugar or confectioner sugar. I'm going to pour my milk over here, because sometimes if I accidentally pour too much, I won't have it in my glaze, right? I have done that before. Then you have to add more sugar and more this and more that. Y'all know how that is. Alright, let's see here. Stir this up. Looking very pretty. And we will have this part done. And still we've got to let that cake cool pretty well, okay? And we're going to turn it out so it'll cool. But just do it where you can drizzle it. See, like that. And I'm going to cover this with plastic. And it will be ready for our cooled cake. Hey y'all, I just took him out of the oven. Isn't he good? Ooh, he looks good. I'm going to turn him out so he can get cooled off, because I am getting dressed. We got to get him together. Yes, we do. Looks good, doesn't it? I'm going to let him cool and finish getting dressed. Okay, y'all. I took it out of the oven, I let it cool just a few minutes, and I put it on this plate and actually put this in the refrigerator trying to get it to cool down, because I'm in a hurry. So we're going to put our glaze on here. He came out real pretty, didn't he? He smells wonderful. And this may still be a little warm for him, but like I say, I am in a hurry. We've got to meet our friends on time and eat us some good supper. Hollis Seafood has anything and everything if you've never been there in Spearsville, Louisiana. She's my friend too that has that, her family, the Hollis family, so I'm going to give her a shout out. But I'm telling you, she doesn't need one. They are busy, 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 busy. Okay, y'all. And because we're going to Mardi Gras it up some, I've got some sugar sprinkles. I've got purple and gold and green. And it's that time. It's that time, so I'm going to do a little bit of purple. Goodness gracious, our puppy dogs are having fits, aren't they? And some gold. And some green. Oh, how pretty. Y'all see that? Now I'll go back and I'll sprinkle some more purple again. And some more gold. And some more green. And we have made a Mardi Gras sakatumi cake. Y'all have come up with much better names than me. Okay, y'all. I've got to take pictures of this. And then I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it in half. And I want to show y'all something. When you're wanting to give something away, you can get these little throwaway bowls, which I don't throw them away. But you can get these in the store. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Rubbermaid or something. And I found years ago that if I turn my bowl upside down, that cake, if you don't have a cake thing to give away, that cake fits right there, and that will fit over that. And you can take that cake off like that. It's crazy. I figured that out one time years back, and it was a good thing. So that's what I'm going to take the cake in. And John loaded us up some fresh eggs to take them to. So I'll get pictures. I'll be right back. Y'all know I wasn't going to leave y'all without cutting into it and showing you how pretty it is. I'm going to cut into mine and John's half. Yeah. I'll show you how pretty it is. Raise this up. Woo! I don't know if y'all can see, but it's got this streusel going through the middle. And it's so very pretty. And I'm going to do half, and I'm going to show y'all how this goes on here. Well, I'm going to flip that lid back over, so we're going to have it like that. Let me give them half of the cake. They'll get green and purple and gold, just like us. Let's see here. And I want to give my Aunt Trudy another shout out, because she's the one that shared this cake with me. And of course, y'all would just put the plain glaze for a sakatumi cake, okay? And there it is. Y'all see how half that cake fits on there very well. And the other half would fit on there just as good if you were giving away a whole cake. But there you have it. I found that out years ago. Isn't that crazy? Just in case you don't have something to take and give away. And here's the rest of the cake. And John and I imagine we're going to have a piece of it tonight, when we get back. Bye-bye, y'all.